Real estate farming strategies, become a local neighborhood real estate celebrity. So you want to know what's the best farming strategy out there for your real estate business right now in 2022 to generate more buyers, generate more sellers. Now, farming is something most real estate agents, real estate teams, real estate brokers are already familiar with. So it's very likely you've done some farming before, and a lot of agents out there do it. However, very few agents actually are able to establish themselves as a local household name when it comes down to the neighborhood that they're farming. In many cases, people end up wasting a lot of money when it comes down to real estate farming. A lot of this goes to real estate mailers, real estate postcards, things like that. And a lot of times it's not measurable and there's really nothing in return that they're getting. So today I want to walk you through an advanced 3-layer strategy that you can apply to your real estate business and take away from this video right now today. Go out there to the marketplace and do it right now today to actually become a really well-known household name in your market when it comes down to people's real estate needs. If you don't know me, I'm the founder of a company called Neighbourhood. So we've helped well over 200 real estate agents one-on-one to help them establish themselves as the local neighborhood realtor and generate 5 to 20 listing appointments per month through a proprietary SPB method. Now, the first thing where most agents go wrong is in their farming approach is that they rely only on these offline marketing strategies. So they send out mailers here and there, or they send out flyers a couple of times here and there. And that's really their strategy, right? So the homeowners and people in their area end up seeing your marketing once a month. And that's good, maybe once a quarter as well. But if that's all you do, it's going to be very difficult for you to make a memorable impression on people. Just think about your social media activities when you scroll down through social media posts, right? Think about how many social media posts you see every day. Well, if you only see one post from a person or page, you're not going to remember that page, right? But if you see somebody from 100, 200 times, just consume their content a lot, that name, that page is going to start to be something that you actually remember. So the same applies to your farming approach. You don't only want to implement an offline strategy such as mailers or postcards because the frequency of their strategies is very, very small. So you want to implement also an online strategy on top of the online strategy. So with the multi-layer approach like that, what's going to happen is that you're actually able to become a very well known by the people in your neighborhood, because now they don't see you only 1 or 2 times, but they see you 200, 300, maybe even 400 times a year. And now you're actually able to connect with these people due to that frequency of marketing that they see. So how do you build such a strategy step by step? Like, what's the proven framework? What other people have already done before you that you can apply to your marketplace right now in 2022? Well, before I go into exact specifics of what that looks like, let me quickly play a quick clip from our client interview I did a while ago with one of our clients who implemented this strategy that got him thousands of local people to see him well over 200 times.
You know, it's funny, Passy. I get pulled aside in public by strangers who've seen my content. People just say out of the blue, "Hey, that's Zach." I was at a pharmacy the other day just buying some, I don't remember what I was buying, something for my wife, but a guy walked in the front door as I was standing at the counter, and he looked at me and said, "Hey, are you Pete?" And I said, "Nope." And he said, "Oh, you look like a guy named Pete that I knew from college." I said, "No." And then the cashier said, "No, this is Zach Copes. He's a local realtor." And I never met that cashier in my life. Just wild stuff to be recognized like that.
So to make this happen for yourself as well with your farming approach, you want to implement a strategy that layers the offline approach on top of the online approach. So let's start from the offline marketing approach first. So here, what you can do is you can send mailers, of course, to your farm area. Now, when it comes down to real estate mailers for real estate businesses, their issue is that a lot of real estate agents are already doing that. So right now in your marketplace, there's likely going to be thousands of local real estate agents that are already sending out mailers in that neighborhood. And the fact is that most real estate agents, virtually everyone, is doing mailers that looks exactly the same and contains the exact same message because they're using a template, using something usually that they've got from their company. So let me quickly show you here an image. And so if your message, so if the actual mailer or flyer that you're sending out is the same as everyone else, well, then you're just shouting out from the crowd, and there's really nothing that really makes you stand out from all those other mailers or other real estate agents. And because of that, it's going to be very, very hard, virtually impossible for you to build compelling marketing that's going to be getting people to feel like, oh man, that's exactly what I need. So, and if you're doing the same as everybody else, the other issue with that, of course, is going to be the fact that you're going to be a commodity. And you might be wondering, well, why a commodity, right? Well, because now really the only thing that separates you or kind of like differentiates you from everyone else, every other real estate agents, is really going to be just the price. So what happens is that not only do you struggle to build compelling marketing that gets people to really get interested to work with you, but if someone is interested, they want to sell their house or they want to buy a house or move up, downsize, anything like that, when you actually go to the listing appointment, really the only thing you have to compete is going to be your commission, and you have to drop your commission to compete. So mailers, these things need to be different, and they need to be specific, and they need to communicate the value of your service in a way that actually clicks with the people in your area. And we could talk about that, of course, for hours, but here in this video, I just want to give you quick basic principles, basic steps you can take right now today to implement to your mailers. So number one, make sure in your mailer you actually call the exact actual neighborhood name. Make sure, number two, that you include a quality picture of the neighborhood. So the way oftentimes, company mailers or things like that look like are often very, very generic templates. So what you want to do is the opposite of that. Be very, very specific. Number three is to display your credentials. So if you have years of experience, you have a real estate team, anything like that, of course, put it down again to that mailer. So that's going to build up your authority and credibility in the home seller's eyes. Number four is communicate the value of your service in a way that's going to be in alignment with the market. So a very good example of this is often real estate mailers say things like excellent real estate service. What if you instead said something like helping people in X area to sell their houses for optimal price using the leverage sell method? Right? So now you have something that's going to be of benefit to the person, but you also have something unique, something that's going to spike their curiosity above all the other mailers that they're getting. And number five is to include a client success story from a client that you've already helped get an incredible result in their neighborhood, ideally. And there's key nuance to this strategy. So you want to switch the strategy around. Don't use the same mailer every single time. So what I mean by this is, let's say you have a mailer and you have a headline in it. Don't use the same headline every single time, even though the headline you might have is good. So switch this around, use different hook headlines to catch people's attention. And number two, you can provide value also in different forms, right? So area market reports, as an example, those are great, but don't give like random stats all the time that don't really mean anything to people. So try to give different market reports. Also try to offer free home value reports, things like that. So switch around the value that you're providing in the marketing that you do, and so on and forth, right? So there's usually infinite ways we can kind of provide value with. So that's in terms of the offline marketing approach. Now, that alone won't typically be enough in today's marketplace to get crazy good results. Back in the day, 20, 30 years ago, you just run the mailer strategy, you would get awesome results, and that will be it, right? Your real estate business is booming. In today's marketplace, people are again saturated with marketing. People are getting a lot of marketing, and because of that reason, you also want to implement another layer to your marketing, kind of like how we discussed earlier. You want to implement an online marketing approach on top of the offline marketing approach. So that's the second step in terms of your online market approach. You want to now dive into this. So the way you do this is all of this starts by purchasing data from the neighborhoods you want to farm. So you usually want to get people's names, emails, phone numbers, and this is very, very, very inexpensive. So don't worry, it's not a question of you having to spend, 10,000, 20 grand or anything like that. You can actually get these from different sources, but some of the primary ones we do recommend are using number one, Redx, and number two, Coles Data. So those are two companies you can definitely use to get pretty reliable data for an inexpensive price. Now, once you get this data, you then want to implement the online marketing strategy on two different levels. So number one is social media campaign, and number two is your cold email campaign. Now, if you run ads on Facebook or Instagram before, you know that the ads are limited to a 50-mile radius. So if you go out there and you try to run ads, you won't be able to target your farming area specifically if that's going to be your goal. So the way you overcome this is that you take the data that you just purchased from Coles or Redx or really any service you use, and we plug that data data back to Facebook. Now, this may sound like rocket science or something like that. Actually, it's very, very simple. Anybody can really do this. And that's going to allow you now to have that audience on Facebook and on Instagram and really any social media platform that we can then use to target really any ads that we want. Now that we've done this, the next step from here is that on top of this, we want to run a neighborhood documentary style video ad on social media where we don't actually even mention anything about you being a real estate agent or a real estate broker or real estate team. And what we do with this video is that we can run this video because we're not saying, again, real estate agents, real estate brokers, anything like that. We can run this video with any targeting options we want. We can literally put to this video that we want to target, top 1% income, or we can put to this video, we only want to target people who are interested in the luxury houses or anything like that, right? So Facebook has really good data already. And because in this video, we're not talking anything about real estate services, we can use any targeting options we want. So this way we're able to target that exact farming area and exact demographic you want. So if your goal again is to get lakefront properties or luxury properties, really anything like that, we can use exact age demographics and exact interest to match your ideal client's interests. So what this will allow you to do is now build a second audience. Now the second audience is going to be all the people, again, in that bracket we just targeted, but only those people that have watched at least say 25% of that neighborhood style documentary. So now we're building an audience, again, of those people who are exact people that you want, but we're also building an audience of those people that are most engaging back to you and the things that you're doing, right? So what we do now is we take these two audiences we just created, right? One with the data we've purchased and one with the video ad we just created and ran. And now we have a very solid audience, and almost all the people in your farming area that are going to be qualified for real estate services are going to be in the audiences that you're having. So then what we want to do is, now we have the audience, all we have to do now is to run an Omnipresence campaign to that specific audience on Facebook and on Instagram. So that's the campaign that's actually designed to get all these people now we have in the audience, right? So thousands of local homeowners usually, to get them to actually see you as the number one preference, as the number one choice for a real estate agent, for real estate services. So this way, the sellers in your local neighborhood, the sellers in the exact farming area that you want to get clients from, end up seeing you consistently, virtually on a daily basis when they are online or when they are on social media. So they'll start to feel like they know you, even though before they never met you. They start to feel like you understand their real estate worries and frustrations and desires better than they do themselves. And they also start to feel like your service is exactly what they need. And also, obviously, at the end of the day, they're able to now reach out to you. So send you a message on social media, book a phone call with you on social media, or as an example, become your lead so you can contact them and again, get them to a listing appointment and convert them from there. And the key distinction here I want to make is that this Omnipresence campaign that you want to create, you don't want to create one of those, how it is, like spammy real estate campaigns where it's like, random statistics, or it's like just listed, just posted, something like that, right? Even if you have the audiences and even if you spend money on the ads, that kind of marketing does not work in 2022, right? So we want to make this strategy very much a value-based strategy where you're not just selling your service in kind of like spammy, annoying way, but instead you're building goodwill with people. You're actually making their lives better by showing up consistently on their social media feeds. So at this point, they're getting mailers from you on a monthly basis, but they're also seeing you 20, 30 times a month on their Facebook, on their Instagram, and possibly also on other social media channels as well. So on top of that, you're gonna run a cold email marketing strategy, so add additional layer to that. So all we have to do, we take the data you just bought, we plug them into your email marketing software, and then we're going to start running them cold email marketing campaigns. Now with cold emails, the biggest mistake I see kind of like real estate agents do is that they use either company templates or they use very generic drip campaigns. And what's going to result into is you have nice graphics, you have everything like that. The emails you're going to send out are going to be looking like marketing. So people are going to see like 20 miles away, this is a marketing email. And the issue is that if you're good at marketing, you're gonna know for a fact that good marketing does not look like marketing. So instead of trying to make your emails look good, trying to make your emails look professional, or trying to make your emails kind of like look like marketing, then instead what you want to do is to, of course, make your emails look like you're sending the emails one-on-one, just personal email. So this way, you're not sending nice graphics, nice logos, anything like that. It's actually looking like you send that person a personal email from your, Gmail account or something like that. So what happens now is you're hitting them from multiple angles, right? We have the mailer campaign, we have flyers going on if you want, we have the social media strategy going on, and we also have the email strategy going on. And over the course of the year, it doesn't happen instantly, right? They don't see one post and like, this is exact realtor that I want. But over the course of the year, as you're strategically building this up, in the people's mind, they start seeing you as the number one realtor that they want to work with, because they've seen you 100, 200, 300 times, and you built the value in a way, again, where we're building that goodwill, building that trust and everything like that. So you're very much different from everybody else in the marketplace when it comes down to real estate services. And of course, now you have a massive competitive advantage over anyone else in your marketplace. So I hope you found this breakdown useful. What I also done for you is I actually map out this exact strategy to a free PDF you can get right now today. So you can take that PDF and go out there and apply the strategy right now today. So if you want that, just comment farming. So big letters, farming, under this YouTube video, and we'll send that over for you for free right now today, so you can go out there and get some listings. So again, comment farming if you want to get that resource, and we'll send that over to you. Other than that, hope you found this video useful, and I'll see you on the next one.